Joined now by Reeves Nelson, UCLA Sophomore forward. All right, first I got to talk about the tats because there's some new ones. Talk about your offseason and how much more did you add in terms of just pure ink?
Pretty much my whole arm except I had this one.
Yeah, I remember that
and
one.
This one. And that's about it. Everything else is just new.
So next step is the other arm, other body parts.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to do my back or my side or my other arm. So
Pretty addicting, I've heard.
yeah, I mean, I wanted to get one since I was 15, so I had a lot saved up. So I'm on that.
A lot of room saved up too. Reeves, it's interesting. You're getting, more tatted up. You're turning tougher, and yet you talk about your game becoming more refined and more skilled. Is it possible to have both? Can you maintain the grittiness that kind of defined your freshman year, and yet add that skill game, or do you worry about losing the toughness, I guess?
Oh no, I'm always gonna play like as hard as I can and try and play tough. But like I said before, I'm just gonna have to do different things to help our team win this year, and especially with Josh in the middle, it's gonna be a lot easier where I won't have to go up against bigger players. So I'm always gonna play as hard as I can, and when I'm inside, I'm still gonna fight. So we'll see what happens.
When did you realize that you would want to kind of add to your game or want to change? Was it something that you went over with the coaching staff, or did you realize one day, I just got to do this?
Well, yeah, right after this last season ended, Coach Allen, we had our little meetings, and he already told me that he wanted me to play the 4 this year. So
okay.
I already knew that I was going to have to try and get back to what I did in high school, so that's what I focused on.
When you talk about what you focused on, what was it exactly? Were there individual, plays that you tried to run better, individual styles, or was it just trying to change the entire way you approach the game?
Just mainly focusing on my outside shooting and ball handling, because that's the main things to do is the 4. You gotta the 4 in our offense plays on the wing a lot,
Yeah.
so you have to be able to handle the ball under pressure and hit open shots. So that's what I focused on.
Reeves, the big talks recently has been about the transition offense and how it's a whole new Ben Howland and everything like that. Is it, or is it just he added something to the mix?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's night and day from last year, but it's pretty close.
Really?
We've the main emphasis is on once we get a stop or even on a made shot, we want to get the ball out as fast as we can, get in transition, and then we have an offense out of transition, which we didn't really have at all last year. And then if the transition offense doesn't work, then we'll run a set play. But we want to use and utilize our athletes that we have this year, and that's what we've been focusing on the first. I think we've had 15 practices.
16, yeah. Coach mentioned something about how how the defense hasn't been there so far. Just hasn't been that good. The last scrimmage, I think he said both teams shot over 65%. Is it possible to have that kind of good shutdown half-court defense that's been the Ben Howland tradition and get the transition offense? Is it possible to have both at the same time?
Well, I think that in order to have a really good transition game, you're going to have to get stops.
Okay.
So I think that what we're going to focus on is, the last scrimmage, both teams shot the ball really well, and so hopefully that's just how good we are at offense and not how bad we are at defense.
Yeah. Reeves, everyone keeps talking about the lack of senior leadership here, just the lack of any seniors, period. And you look around the league, and 5 of the 10 teams don't have a senior returning starter. There are no Cals, with 4 starters coming, 4 senior guys coming back like last year. Going into the season, does it almost feel like, all right, no one has that experience. No one really knows what they're going to get. Do you kind of feel like if you can get on a roll, that confidence will build so that maybe you're not afraid of any teams?
Yeah, I think that even though we don't have any seniors, I think that we have Tyler and Malcolm and myself all got senior minutes last year.
Yeah.
So we kind of have a lot of experience, even though we're pretty young. But at the same time, the majority of our team hasn't got a lot of experience, so we're just gonna have to try and be quick learners.
It's interesting that you say that, because when you get older, when you get those minutes, what comes with that is being able to head screens better. Just little tiny things. You add all of them up and it becomes successful. Are you noticing the youth when it comes to those little tiny things so far? And have you seen kind of guys like Zeke, who's new to the team, guys like Josh Smith, kind of struggle with those little things at all?
Yeah, but they've just been trying to like soak everything up that coach says, but at the same time it's going to be a lot different. Like nothing's quite like an actual game. So once we start playing games, I think that they'll like struggle a little bit, but they've been like pretty good at picking it up in practice. So hopefully that translates to the games.
Reeves, last season, that Concordia game was an exhibition. Probably more exciting than you guys hoped or expected. Now you guys got Westmont, kind of a similar NAIA team. How do you prevent what happened last year from happening again?
Just by not taking anybody lightly and wanting to come out and make a statement instead of just treating it as an exhibition. I think we're going to treat it like it's a Pac-10 game because everybody's been looking forward to the season for so long, and it's our first chance to play someone other than someone wearing blue and gold.
Do you think you guys took them a little bit lightly last season?
What was the question?
Do you think you took them a little lightly last season, Concordia?
Yeah, probably. I mean, last season, just in general, we kind of I felt like we rested on our laurels, as they say. But this season, we don't have anything to rest on. Coming off 14 and 18 season, so we're going to come out and play as hard as we can.
Is it important to kind of set a tone for this team in this exhibition?
Yeah, I think that we're just going to play as hard as we can and try and win by as much as we can.
Thanks, Reese.